in a crisis. I'm fighting for my life over here. This is so crazy. I wonder how many other people go through stuff like this. And I wonder why, like, I don't know, I can't quite pinpoint, like why am I thinking all of these things all of a sudden? It's like, I can't understand why. It's like there's two different me's. One of them wants me to live, and one of them wants me to. It's me against me over here. Me against me. Me against me. Mm-hmm. Am I the only person that experiences this? I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. But I feel like a lot of people don't even live to tell the tale or to tell their story because their mind just consumes them. And
former Miss Universe Jamaica, Tyra Spalding was found unalived in her home. I believe they found her yesterday. They found her hanging from her bed frame with the assistance of a pink curtain tied around her neck. The former Miss Universe contestant that was representing for Jamaica was only 26 years old. What's even sadder about the situation is that she had been crying out for help for months. If you go to her TikTok account, you'll see her literally saying that every day she wakes up and her mind is telling her to just jump. She says that this is not what she wants to do, but she hears the voices in her head, and every day they get louder and louder. The very last content that she posted to her account before she took her life, she stated that she believes that God is no longer, just because of all of the torment that she had been going through in her mind. We're talking about a beautiful, intelligent, ambitious woman that for the life of her could not understand why her mind was telling her to end her life. And as I continued reading more about the story, in my mind, I think of Miss USA 2019, Chelsea Christ, who also took her own life. Now, I understand that she also had other contributing factors as far as her relationship with her mother, but this is too another woman who had so much potential but did not want to live. Which then made me remember that there was a former teen. I don't know if it was Teen USA or Teen America. You guys can correct me in the comments. But she too came out stating that she was fighting, literally fighting the thoughts of suicide, suicidal thoughts of romanticizing death. You understand? All because of a botched question. All of a sudden, like being in that space makes them feel like this, which led me to believe that it's time that we address the elephant in the room. Something sinister is taking place in these beauty pageants. Personally, I was never a big fan of these competitions, these beauty pageants. I never liked the idea of finding divinely feminine women because it's not just about their looks. These women actually had to have beauty and brains. You understand? They had to have talent. They needed to come with a certain skill set. All right. So I never liked the idea of finding all of these divinely feminine women from every country, every city, every state. You understand? Placing them all under one building for competition. And to be honest, I do not like women in competition in the same sentence. I do not believe that competition is for women. That's for men. So the fact that they're all in competition with each other, standing side by side each other to be judged by men, I didn't like it. I never liked it. But then my mind is like, think about it. They're finding divinely feminine women from each country, each state, each city, placing them all under one building. They're all there, easily accessible. You understand? And to me personally, I feel like divine feminine energy is the highest frequency of energy that you can siphon. And now a lot of these women come out afterwards with all of these mental illnesses, these mental problems, these mental challenges. It reminds me of Hollywood. It reminds me of the music industry, the film industry. Because what the fuck is going on in these environments where these bright, aspiring, you understand, determined, these bright lights go in and then they come out dark. They come out with some type of spirit, some type of heaviness on them, to the point where they're fighting thoughts, they're fighting urges, they're fighting the thought to take their own life. And who's to say that's not something that was placed in them when they were in that environment? You understand? Have you think that you want to do this to yourself, and in actuality it's some type of sacrifice. The entire gathering all of them together under one building seems like a ritual or something. And maybe I'm taking things a little bit too far, but one thing I do know is that women are under attack. Women are under attack. We're constantly under attack, especially divine feminine women. Divine feminine women are the most sought after. So do what you will with that information.
So at this time, most people, maybe almost all, have heard the news that former Miss Jamaica, um, Miss Spalding, has unalived herself. And prior to this happening, she had made posts alluding to the fact that she was struggling in her mental health. She said, and I quote, "My mind is fighting against me." Something along the line of that. My mind is gonna be like my downfall. Gina Tracy here, your favorite psych nurse practitioner, where I make it okay for you to not be okay on some of those days. I hope you guys are doing great. But anyway, I'm smiling because this could now hone it even more to a lot of the narratives, the passion that I talk with you guys when it comes to mental health and how important mental health overall is to your physical health, your spiritual health, your wellness journey, your financial health, your sleep. All of it ties it into here. Your environment, key. Your childhood, another key. You come from trauma, crappy childhood, chaotic childhood. You've had some level of emotional or physical neglect, or both, from a primary or both primary caregivers. Important to consider all this. Study your family. Do you have any family members who struggle with mental health? Anxiety. Do you know what anxiety feels like? Have you searched it? Depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, OCD, everything in between. Addiction issues, personality disorders. You gotta study your family line. And if there is, so biological, genetics, DNA being passed on, the awareness of it gives you the language to know how you can navigate life with support. And support doesn't always mean it comes from family, because she was right in the family's home. Do they even know or identify? Because in our community of color, Jamaican, African, Indian, and beyond, Asian, most of us are not comfortable with talking about mental health because there's still such stigma around it. I had moved from one community that I was part of, religious community, for many years. It happened kind of organically because I went through a separation and then divorce. But I found a new community, and the thing that I love about the community is just, besides the spiritual aspect and all the, the stuff that comes along with that, they embrace mental health. They have groups that talk about depression, anxiety, dementia, grief, loss. They talk about it openly. It lessens the stigma. Many of us run to churches, to our family members, to our aunts, our uncles, whatever. Are those people understanding of the level of struggle that you might have in your mental health? A lot of people might experience or will experience depression as aggression, anger, or literally feel pain in their bodies. Pain, emotional pain, especially if that also layered with loss and grief and transitions. Because life is a slippery slope. You have a very demanding job. You have a very demanding partner. You have a very demanding child. Maybe that child has disability. I believe she has a kid, which broke up my heart even more. Because one of the interviews, she kind of motioned to the little girl, I believe. This is why I preach therapy, 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 therapy. Don't go to my church pastor as a counselor. Forget it. Are they knowledgeable in depression, anxiety, trauma, OCD, naming in between bipolar? Can they recognize symptoms of bipolar? Would you be able to relegate whatever support they are giving? Is it safe? Are they going to preach about your condition on the pulpit and make you even more resistive to opening up fully? You know what I mean? Will they relegate some of that support that you need to an outside qualified clinical practitioner? I said clinical practitioner, somebody who has actually gone to school to be a therapy, to be a nurse practitioner, to be a psychiatrist, who can support the therapy, the coaching, and also maybe some medications. Medications are needed sometimes temporarily. For my client, I always say, be on medications at least 6 months to a year. See how you feel. We can do a medication holiday, get you off of it. We'll start super low dose, see how you're responding to it. Because sometimes, you can have all the support. You might be in the greatest job, you're making the money, all the stuff. But if you are low in certain chemicals like GABA, serotonin in your brain, just like diabetes or heart conditions, that might not be functioning well enough to support your day-to-day activities of daily living. Because sometimes she said she couldn't even shower, she smelled, her clothing was dirty, but she shows up at the pageant a different way. This is why you have to check on your sisters, your friends, your whatever. Check on them, even if it's a simple text. I love you so much. I have a friend, a good friend, a best friend, and when I was in the thick of my divorce, a lot of times, and I learned this and pass it forward whenever I can to other people in my life. She'll just send me a simple text, sending you so much love. And just that text alone fills me up for the day, fills me up for the week. Somebody's thinking about you, just sending a message of, okay, I'm checking on you, how are you? It doesn't have to be, because we all go through our stuff differently. Like, for example, me, when I'm going through something, I will withdraw, I'll be in my own little shell, I will journal, I will meditate, I will exercise, I'll drink my water, I will eat healthy, I'll go to therapy, all the stuff. But I'm not one. I might talk about something here and there if I have a close friend that or it's a sibling that I'm very close to. I'll spiel a little bit, but after that, I'll do the self-healing journey. I'll pray, I'll meditate, support yourself. But sometimes you can't do it alone. You need all that support that I mentioned, and you need community, and you need therapy, and sometimes you need well checks, you need medications, and it shouldn't be anything that you should be ashamed of to get and to be on medications. That will save your life. In my part of the world, if you know anyone who's suffering, who's struggling, call 988. Even 211. If you call 211, they'll redirect you to resources, to support, guide you to getting to the best therapist that you can get in your neck of your woods. Don't shy away, because the struggle is real. Depression, mental health conditions is nothing to be ashamed of. There's help out there. You are not alone. You shouldn't be alone. You shouldn't be going through alone. Even if one, two, few people are around you who get it and that's safe for you. Notice I said safe. People are gonna just take your matter and be like, oh my God, have you heard? You're not going through it. Clock it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section regarding mental health, physical health, healing, therapy, medication, especially. If you know anyone who's ever been on medications to help support, and also not mentioning children. I talk about Kanye West, I talk about bipolar, treatment of ADHD, all those necessary things just to keep you going on your daily, and also elevate your self-esteem, because your condition is normalized, you have a verbiage for it, and you're getting support consistently for it. I love you so much. Bye.
You know what our problem is as a society? We do not take mental health as serious as we take physical health, right? Somebody come to you tell us say them have problem and rare. And me not say we as a people for do everything, because the government can implement things and whatever the case may be. But I don't think there are enough resources for persons who are struggling mentally. Being with whatever being said, you know, therapy is very expensive. Somebody like me will go therapy, it is very expensive. The average Jamaican can get up and say, all right then, me I'll go therapy every week, because that shit expensive. I think there should be things set in place where not just one mad ward in our hospital or whatever the case, because I know everybody will have mental health issues mad. Some people just really need to talk to somebody and let out certain things or get advice on certain things, so go up in the head and then kill themselves. First thing, if somebody kill themselves, the first thing Jamaican people go say, me nah go in funeral, right? Me nah go that is not the funeral, because I dash it in life. We don't take mental health as seriously as physical health. If part of when a broke cut or bust up, we don't feel like the person is sick. We talk about where you worry yourself off and you have life, there's hope. And that's how it works. Sometimes there's something really wrong with the brain, and you just need a medical professional that is trained for those things to fix it. When you see somebody does a post every minute or a vent on them status or them a vent on some social media, we feel just left them because not everybody have the means and ways to do it professionally or do it and spend their money and get some help. Some people just need to come, vent something. Probably one or two people can give some encouraging words. But sometimes we see people are vent on it up and we tear them down, we bully them, and we say some good things. Sometimes we mean it innocently, but and sometimes we mean it very nastily as well. But sometimes we mean it innocently as joke, just to get a little hype or get a little clout. I don't know what that mean, but it can tear people down because you don't know what that person is going through. Frog say, what is joke to use that?
This hurts. This hurts on a level that I think should wake all of us up. Everybody should be thinking, does anyone listen when I speak? The people that I know, the people that are on my platform, do they notice, or would they notice if I'm spiraling out of control, if I am begging for help? Would my family know that I need their help? Because having watched some of the things, the videos that she put out, literally screaming, telling us what she wants to do, what she's fighting. Well, not me, because again, this is the only platform I'm on at the moment, and I pick my topics to talk about even on this platform because I'm not here to make money. I am here to help other people and to bring a certain level of consciousness to certain things. I am a Christian, I'm an empath, I'm a mentor. I love people, I love supporting people. I even do a bit of counseling here or there. And I was thinking, the people who are watching week after week, what did you say in the comments? Because I'm not going there. I don't want to see. What did you say to her? What did you suggest to her? To her family members? Did you know? And if you didn't know, why didn't you know? I know sometimes people are estranged from their families, but I think somebody has to stay in touch. It's so sad. She's so young and took her own life after crying so hard for help. We have to be better neighbors as well. We have to be better friends. I thank God for my family, especially my sisters and my very close friends, because I have people that are there for me, and I have people that I am there for them. It's not a one-sided coin. It's two-sided. And if even if someone, if I haven't heard from them for a while, I don't assume that I know why. I reach out if they come to mind. And that's what I'm asking us to do. It is too late to save her. But if you're following anyone on a platform and you see this, you see them crying out for help, please don't ignore it. This is so sad. So very sad. And my condolences go out to her family, her friends, everyone. And let us try to do better by our relatives and our friends. Let's just try to start listening to them, to understand what they're going through.
Guys, this is so sad. This is the last video recorded by former Miss Jamaica Universe, Miss Universe Jamaica, Trailer Spalstin. I'm sorry, I'm not from Jamaica to pronounce. After which she was found unalived in her bedroom with a curtain around her neck. This video, she was stating that God does not exist in this world, that in fact that she has come to the conclusion that God cannot even dwell in this wicked world, and all of that, saying things that God is in heaven, dwelling in a terrain. Like, the point of everything is the fact that depression was under. Now, I went to the comment section of the video where I first saw this post. The comments there, and I could see people writing there in the comment section that they feel the same way, like nothing they do seems to work. Like we should check our people. We should reach out to our loved one. Like depression is real. People are struggling with one thing or the other. This 26 years old Miss Universe and formerly an accountant passed on as a result of depression, and we should try to be kind with our words, how we react to people. Like this is so sad. Jamaicans are in mourning as the mourn the loss of this beautiful model. Like, guys, what do you think? May I so rest in peace. This is so sad. What do you think, guys?
Every day I get up, I am sad, guys. I'm sad and depressed, and I know that a lot of people probably don't even care, because nobody knows me and stuff, but no, man, I have to do something. I have to do something. Where I went to a party yesterday because a friend of mine had like a birthday thing, and I came home. I didn't do a show. Like I just slept in my bed straight up to the party. I mean, I didn't really dance on anybody or rub up. But what does that mean? Am I nasty or am I depressed? Like, bro, this shirt is not even clean. Like, I took it off to my laundry next week. And I put it down. Like, what is this? I feel like my life is just spiraling all over the place. Like, out of control. Like, I don't even know anymore. Like, I don't even understand what I'm doing. Or am I the only one that is over here? Like, just struggling. Trying to find a way to live every day. Like, I go to the point, like, I don't even understand.
Maybe what's going to happen to me is, no, let me not think like that. I was going to say perhaps after I'm gone and like my death starts announcing everywhere, people will, stumble upon, or they will start to research who I am, and probably they'll find these videos and they'll be like, oh my gosh, she was struggling and she was, at least she was trying. Like,
Former Miss Universe Jamaica contestant Tyra Spalding found unalive. Police are investigating 26-year-old former Miss Universe Jamaica contestant Tyra Spalding, whose body was discovered at her home on Tuesday evening, confirmed that Spalding was found around 6:55 p.m. with a curtain around her neck. Relatives reportedly made the discovery and alerted authorities. Tyra Spalding was crying for help months before this tragic incident.
Tried to do OnlyFans as a last resort. Like, she was trying. And then everybody would be like so sad because, oh, she's not here anymore. Oh. That's usually how it goes. Like, no one really pays attention or cares until it's too late. And it's sad that that's the way things are, but I mean, what else is a person to do? What else?
Let us know what's your thoughts in the comment section.